All right, FightHype.com here with my man Amir Khan, all the way overseas in England. Amir, I gotta ask you, obviously you saw the news or you got the news before everyone else, but Oscar De La Hoya is making a comeback. I saw you put out there, you'd love that fight. Tell us about it, man.
For sure, definitely, man. I mean, I hear that Oscar wants to make a comeback and he misses not being in the boxing ring and wants to be back in action again. And I decided to. He did say that he wants to fight one of the top guys. So I decided, look, I'm here. I would love that fight against Oscar De La Hoya. I think he's a legend in the sport of boxing. And yeah, man, I mean, what a huge fight it'd be. I mean, I remember back in 2009 when I signed up with Golden Boy Promotions, would never have thought that, maybe this opportunity would have come one day. But maybe this is the time. Maybe this is the opportunity that, I've always wanted and it was meant to be. Oscar says he wants a dancing partner. I'm ready to dance, man.
So, refresh my memory. When you came over to the U.S., that was the first promoter you signed with, right?
That's right, yeah. So my first promoter was Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, back in 2009, and had amazing fights under Golden Boy, and then moved on to Al Haymon and went on from there.
Do you remember your relationship with Oscar during that time? Was he around? Did he? I know he always had good things to say about you.
We ever had Oscar was around, and I remember sizing him up then as well.
Really?
I'm honest, you know what I'm saying? So I remember sizing him up and thinking, maybe one day, you just never know.
Yeah.
And I did see his size, look, very similar height to me. But his body frame, was a little bit wider. But I just feel like, what an awesome fight it'd be.
So, I mean, obviously, we don't really know any details about his come. I know he said he's going to start training next week or in a couple weeks or something like that. But what weight do you think that fight could take place at? I mean, I'd be surprised if he can get back down to 147. I mean, maybe he can, but would you be willing to do a fight at 154 or something like that?
I mean, look, 154 might be pushing you a little bit, but, when it's up against a legend like Oscar, then, there might have to be some rehydration clause or something like that. I'm not going to make that same mistake I made against Canelo because size definitely matters in fights.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is where my team will then sit there and negotiate with him. I mean, I am my team, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll make sure that, we get the right deal. But look, I see that he's in training. I see that he's got that love back in the sport again, that he wants to come and fight again. So why not make it happen? I mean, why talk about it? Let's just go for it.
How much do you think he has left to offer? I mean, I think he's put out just some minor clips, nothing serious or anything like that. But, I mean, the last time we saw him in the ring, Manny Pacquiao was putting hands on him. So do you think the time off could be helpful?
We're going to have to see then. That's something we're going to have to find out. I just feel that, you're always going to have it in you. You're always going to have it in the tank. When you fought, I'm sure, he's won many world titles in his career. I'm sure it's going to come back to him like normal. Muscle memory and him being in the sport, winning a gold medal in the Olympics and then becoming numerous world championships he's been winning. So, it's something that's always going to be part of him, really. So him getting back into it, look, I mean, maybe that's why he's saying that, because he's gone to the gym, he's trained a little bit and thought, you know what, I think I still got it in me.
Mm-hmm.
And look, all fighters do that, So if he feels that he's got it in him, then, yeah, man, let's make it happen.
So how would you see, I mean, obviously without giving away any game plan or anything like that, but I know you probably watched him fight growing up. He's had a lot of different styles.
I'm a fan of Oscar, and I think what he's done in boxing is amazing. Going on from being a great fighter, going on to becoming a brilliant promoter as well. So a lot of respect to Oscar De La Hoya. I think he's a great person. When I've met him, he's been very respectful. And, we are friends. But, if we were ever to fight each other, I mean, I'll have to just be smart in there. I'll have to just use my boxing skills. And, yeah, let's see how it works out, man.
Do you see it as being kind of a chess match, basically?
It can be at the start, yeah, definitely. I think it'll work out as a chess match, and then from there it goes on from there. Then, how much punishment can Oscar take? Is he still gonna have the same engine as he used to have? Is he still gonna be throwing them punches and bunches. I mean, this is something that he's going to want to see himself as well. I'm sure he'll kind of get a little feel of it once he's in training camp and once he's training. But I just feel that, what a massive fight it'd be for both of us. I mean, if Oscar wants to come back and make noise, I think I'm the ideal opponent, really, for him to do that. There's always talks about people saying, oh, if you fight Amir, we might catch him with that one shot. Oscar might have that chance. I mean, that's what makes this fight exciting, because anything can happen. I mean, Oscar's a great fighter, but I just feel my skills definitely pay off. And you've got two Olympians in the ring. You've got two former world champions in the ring. So, I mean, I think it'll be big, man. I mean, I think the storyline is massive.
Yeah, for sure. My man said it depends on how much punishment he can still take. Oh, shit!
No, look,
damn.
I respect him, but look, end of the day,
Yeah.
I think, you're always that one punch away from getting hurt badly, and, obviously, he is a little bit older. But it's him who announced that he wants to make a comeback. As a fighter, after this interview, I bet you're going to have loads of fighters who are going to be hitting him up or posting that will fight Oscar. I mean, I think it'll be a massive opportunity, really, for me. Or even to bring him to the UK and do a big fight over here. I mean, that'd be huge. I mean, now we've opened the doors to the Middle East. I mean, since I had my fight there in Saudi Arabia, we've got Anthony Joshua, who went there, fought, made millions. And then, obviously, I'm in talks with Saudi again to do another fight. I mean, you've got all the Middle East that want to put on big performances, big fights and big shows and big events. I mean, you got the UK as well, you got America itself as well. I mean, I just think it's going to be massive. And if it was to happen early next year, I mean, depending on this lockdown, I think people still would tune in because they want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. Bro, how insane is that? You actually have the possibility of fighting someone that I'm sure you probably considered him one of your idols, man. I mean, that's...
Well, definitely. Look, God forbid, the fight happens and I knock him out. I'm still going to see him as an idol, because at the end of the day, what he's done in the sport of boxing, I mean, he motivated us all. He was one of my motivations to go to America and have him as a promoter and him to promote me. And watching his fights when I was young, the jab he had was amazing. I mean, I'm sure he still has that in him, to have them great. He has them great shots, them combinations. You can't take that away from someone who's been there for such a long time. That's always going to be engraved in him. I mean, that's going to be in him. So I just feel, that he's still got it in him. And definitely, I mean, what a massive opportunity it would be for me, yeah.